Welcome Ashtanga primary series standing. Om Vande Gurunam Sharanarvinde Sandarisita Swatma Sukhavabodhe Nishreyase Jangali Kayamane Samsara Hala Hala Moha Shante Abahu Purushakaram Shankachakra Siddharinam Sahasrashirasam Shvetam Pranamami Patanjalim. Om. Feet together, top of the mat. Inhale, arms up, gaze up to where the thumbs meet. Exhale, forward fold, drop the head and the neck. Inhale, halfway lift, shoulders back. Exhale, step back to plank, Chaturanga Dandasana. Inhale, Urdhva Mukha Svanasana, up dog. Exhale, Adho Mukha Svanasana, downward facing dog. 5 deep breaths here. Pressing evenly into the palms. Your drishti, your gaze is to the tops of the legs, maybe to the navel. Don't worry if your heels don't touch the ground, just stay with the breath. Engage with where you're feeling a stretch in the body. Steady your breath. On the next inhale, tips of the toes, step, hop or jump to the front of the mat. Halfway lift, shoulders draw back. Exhale, drop it down, forward fold, Uttanasana. Inhale, big, sweep the arms up, gaze is up. Urdhva Hastasana, maybe a little back bend. Exhale, return to center. Breathe in, sweep the arms up. Exhale, drop it down. Forward fold. Halfway lift on your breath in. Step to plank on your breath out, lower down immediately, Chaturanga Dandasana. Elbows are squeezing in towards the chest. And then for your up dog, shoulders back. Exhale, bring it back to your downward facing dog. With every breath that you take, with every inhale, you're getting a little bit longer through the spine, creating elongation. With every exhale, see if you can reach the heels a bit closer down towards the earth. Highest point of the body should be your glutes sticking up in the air. And come back to your breath, slowing it down. Steady the breath, inhale, tips of the toes jump to the front, halfway lift, shoulders back. Exhale, forward fold, relax the neck. Hang down here. Breathe in, sweep the arms up, gaze up to where the palms meet. And exhale, Samasthiti, return to center. Breathe in, same again, arms up, gaze up. Exhale, drop it down, forward fold. Maybe the nose touches the knees. Halfway lift, inhale, shoulders draw back. Exhale, press hands, step to plank, elbows in. Inhale, for your up dog, really open the chest, lift the chin up, flattening the feet. Exhale, roll over the toes, come back into downward facing dog. 5 deep breaths here. Watch what's happening to your body, watch what's happening to your mind as you flow through these dynamic movements. These are our Surya Namaskar A, our sun salutations. If you've got any achiness and you want to bring the heels off the ground, you can do so. Step to the front of your mat on your inhale. Exhale, knee to nose, forward fold. Inhaling to sweep your arms up, gaze up towards the sky. Exhale, return back. Deep Ujjayi Pranayama, your victorious oceanic breath. Inhale up. Exhale down. Inhale halfway up. Exhale to plank. The exhale takes you down through Chaturanga and the inhale leads you up to up dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. 5 breaths again here. Stay with that breath. That Ujjayi Pranayama is a breath that really connects us with what we're doing in our body, connects us with what's happening within. It creates this heat. It warms our body up. Long, flowing, even breath. Inhale, make your way to the top of your mat. Exhale, drop it down, forward fold, Uttanasana. Inhale, arms up. Urdhva Hastasana, gaze up to where your thumbs meet. Maybe take a little back bend if it's in your practice. Exhale, return back to base. Deep breath in. Sweep arms up, gaze up. Exhale, drop it down. Breathe in, halfway lift. Exhale, drop it down. Step back to plank. Flow through. Chaturanga. Flatten the feet, up dog. Squeeze your glutes together, shoulders back, gaze up. Press into the palms. Lead with your head. Glutes go up towards the sky. 5 deep breaths here. Imagine if you can really pull the head through. So you create this opening through the upper back. And you're gazing up towards the tops of the legs. Maybe gazing to the navel. And steady your breath. Breathe in, tips of the toes up to the top of the mat. Feet are together. Exhale, hands come down, knee maybe, and nose come to touch. You can wrap your arms around your legs and squeeze yourself in if you want to. And then take an inhale, sweep the arms all the way up, gaze up towards the sky. Exhale, Samasthiti, return to center. Surya Namaskar, B, our sun salutation, B. We take a deep bend in the knees, arms up, Utkatasana, chair pose, fierce pose. Exhale, Uttanasana, forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift, same as what we've done before. Exhale, you know what to do this time. Step back or jump to plank, chaturanga, elbows squeeze in. Lead forward with the chest open and proud. And exhale, push the hips up. Downward facing dog. Straight away, we bring the right leg to the top of the mat. 45-degree angle in that back foot. Arms up. Warrior 1. Virabhadrasana 1. Exhale, hands down. Come back to plank. Flow through chaturanga. Urdhva Mukha Svanasana, upward facing dog. Adho Mukha Svanasana, downward facing dog. Other side, left foot steps to the front of the mat, 45-degree angle in that back foot. Deep bend in the front knee, press into the outer edge of the back foot. Inhale, arms are up. Exhale, Ujjayi Pranayam, keep with the breath. Step back to plank, chaturanga. Flow your way through and meet in downward facing dog for 5 breaths. We're building a lot of heat in the body. You might notice your heart rate has elevated, your breath has started to speed up. You are in control of this. Get back in control of your breath, slow it down. Your downward facing dog is a good opportunity to really allow yourself to get back into control. Find a point of stillness. Stay here, good. Keep breathing. You're doing really, really well. Inhale, come to the tips of the toes, feet at the top of the mat, halfway lift. Exhale, drop it down. Inhale this time, arms up, Utkatasana, chair pose, deep bend in the knees, hips are back, gaze up towards the sky. Tuck the tailbone, exhale, drop it down, Samasthiti. Back into center. Breathe in, Utkatasana, chair pose, arms up, gaze up. Exhale, Uttanasana, forward fold, drop it down, nose and knees maybe touch. Inhale, halfway lift, shoulders draw back, gaze is ahead. And exhale, step to plank, chaturanga dandasana. Sweep yourself through, upward facing dog. And exhale, take it up, downward facing dog. Big step forward, left foot to the front of the mat. Deep bend in that front knee, that back foot's at a 45-degree angle, arms sweep up and gaze up, hips are pointing towards the front of the mat. Exhale, drop it down, flow through your chaturanga into your upward facing dog. Glutes are squeezing. Exhaling, push the glutes up, downward facing dog. Other leg, right foot to the front, deep bend, knee in line with the ankle, which is in line with the foot. Arms up. Exhale, drop it down, flow through. If at any point this is getting too dynamic and you would rather slow it down a little bit, Listen to your body, know what feels best. You don't have to go through every single flow. You have the option to come into child's pose, balasana, at any time, or you can go straight to your downward facing dog without going through the chaturangas into the up dog and then the down dog. You can skip straight to down dog and we'll all meet in downward facing dog. So take which variations feel best for you. You know how your body's feeling today. When you're ready, make your way to the top of the mat, feet together. Exhale, drop it down, forward fold. Deep breath in, Utkatasana, chair pose, knees together. Knees are in line, arms up. And exhale, return to Samasthitihi, back to center. Good. Watch your breath. Inhale, fierce pose, arms up, glutes sticking back. Exhale, release, drop it down. Breathe in, lifting halfway up, gaze ahead. Exhale to plank, elbows squeeze in, lower halfway. Pull yourself through up dog, flattening the feet, heels are coming in, glutes are squeezing. Exhale, downward facing dog. Virabhadrasana 1. Left foot to the front, deep bend in the knee, arms up. Hips point towards the front of the room, pressing into that back outer arch, and step back to plank chaturanga. Up dog. Exhale, down dog. Come to your breath. Opposite side, big step, right foot, front of the mat, 45-degree angle, back foot, pressing into both of the feet. And exhale, drop it down, plank. Lower down halfway. Breathe in to come up. And exhale to go back. 5 deep breaths here. Come back to that deep oceanic, victorious breath, that slight hissing noise really at the back of the throat. Creating heat in the body. It's going to keep you present, keep you more focused on where you are right now. It's going to keep you in the poses for a bit longer too. Inhale, feet come to the top of the mat. Halfway lifting up and then exhale to drop it down. When you're next taking your inhale, Utkatasana, chair pose, bend the knees, sweep the arms up, glutes are back, navel squeezes up and in, Uddiyana Bandha engaged, and then return to Samasthitihi. Good, notice how you feel. Hands come onto the hips, jump or step the feet, hip width apart, inhale, arms up, exhale, arms drop it down, making a loop if you can, with your first 2 fingers to come underneath the big toe, thumb on top. Inhaling to halfway lift and exhaling to drop it down. Taking a bend in the knees if you need to. Relaxing the head and the neck completely down. Bending the elbows out to the sides, we're not locking out our arms. Using your breath to get you a little bit deeper with every exhale. Inhale to come up halfway, and this time on the exhale, we do Padahastasana, our gorilla pose. We slide our hands underneath our feet. Same again, inhale halfway, and then exhale, dropping it down. Elbows come out to the side, so we're not locking those arms out. Gazing to your nose, Nasagra Drishti. To the tip of the nose is where we're looking. And then come back to that Ujjayi Pranayama, that deep, victorious breath. Start to squeeze the navel up and in, which is the activation of our Uddiyana Bandha. Again, it's going to help you stay if you do feel a bit wobbly in this pose. When you're ready, take a breath in, come halfway up, and exhale here. Remove the hands from underneath and bring them to the hips, and slowly make your way all the way up to standing. Jump the feet together, Samasthitihi, hands out to the side. Deep breath in here. Big step back with 1 foot, comes to the back of the mat. Toes point to one side, 45-degree angle at the back, Trikonasana, triangle pose. Grabbing hold of the big toe with the first 2 fingers and the thumb if you want to. Otherwise, just resting the hand on the shin and creating an opening through that side of the torso, rotating the chest up towards the sky. Trikonasana is our triangle pose, so you can make lots of different triangle shapes just looking at this posture. Breathing here. With this, I really want you to imagine like you're lifting up and out. And then inhale to come up and just switch the side, pointing towards the front of the mat now. Left arm comes down, right arm up. 2 straight legs, 2 straight arms in this posture. Make sure that top arm is in line, so the hand is in line with the shoulder. And really creating length through the side of the torso. Tendency is that top shoulder wants to duck down. We want to keep it nice and open. So bring that top shoulder back so your chest is proud. Take an inhale, come up to standing. Exhale, turn to face the back of the mat again. Parivrita Trikonasana, our revolve triangle. So our arm is up and it comes over. And we're twisting to the opposite side. But the legs are staying where they are. So the left hand is down, the right arm is up. And if you're struggling with balance, squeeze your Uddiyana Bandha, so squeeze navel up and in. Breathe in, come up. Exhale, switch the side. We're facing towards the front of the mat. Right arm comes up and then down. Left arm up, opening, rotation of the chest. But legs are staying where they are. If you do feel wobbly, that Uddiyana Bandha, so navel squeezing up and in, and also your Mula Bandha, your root lock, squeezing the pelvic floor up and in. And also watch your feet, so make sure that the feet are pressing firmly into the ground. Using your core, inhale, come up, and exhale, return the feet, top of the mat, Samastitihi. Deep breath in, big step back, widen the stance, and we're coming into Parshvottanasana. So really deep bend in that front knee, back leg is straight, and we're trying to get a straight line from that leg to the top arm that's coming up and over. Okay, if you have a little curve, but aiming for it to be as straight as possible. Breathing deeply. This is a really deep stretch. Using your core to engage. Inhale to come up. Same as what we've just done. Just switch the sides so the legs pointing the opposite direction. This time left arm down, right arm sweeps up and over. Really press into the outer edge of that back foot. So the back right edge of the foot. And feel that stretch all the way down the side of the body. Often we don't stretch our sides out, so this is a really nice one to do. Use your core, lift yourself back up. And again, we change sides. So feet are pointing towards the back. Now we're doing Parivrita Parshvottanasana. So you've got options here. I've placed the elbow just on the crease of the knee. Place the hands in Anjali Mudra to create an opening through the chest. So revolved, extended side angle pose. But you can also extend the arms out and bring the hands like that, or you can keep them with the hands pressing into center. So just maybe play around with it and see what works best for you, and remember to keep the breath flowing. Come back up to standing, opposite side. Right arm comes up, maybe the elbow comes over to the knee, hands in prayer. Pressing evenly into the feet. Tendency is the feet want to lift up, but we want to really keep them pressing into the ground. Keep that chest nice and open, rotation of the chest. Drawing that top shoulder back, elbow up to the ceiling. Deep breath in. Exhale. Inhale, come up. And exhale, Samastitihi. Watch the breath. Big step back with that back foot. Now we have both feet pointing towards one side, toes together, heels out, and we come into Prasarita Padottanasana A. Arms come completely down. You can bend the knees a little in this posture, but just make sure that your legs are doing the same thing. Gazing up towards the tops of the legs. Take an inhale, come to the tips of the fingers, halfway lift. Exhale, place the hands on top of the hips. Inhale, come up to standing. Exhale, Prasarita Padottanasana B. You're making your way all the way down. The hands are going to stay on the hips, and you're working on drawing the elbows together. So imagine like you want the elbows to touch behind your back. Hinging forwards at the hips, gazing through the legs. Take a breath in, come all the way up. Extend the arms out to the side. Exhale here, interlock the fingers behind your waist. And then slowly exhale, come all the way down. Drawing the interlocked hands away from your back. Prasarita Padottanasana C. So these are just all variations of our wide-legged forward fold. This is a really nice one if you have tight shoulders and a tight upper back. Come to your breath. Inhale, slowly make your way all the way up. Exhale, release the grip. Hands come onto the hips. And then exhale all the way down again. This time the hands, the first two fingers and the thumb are going to grab hold of that big toe and make a little hook under the big toe. Elbows are out to the side so we're not locking our arms out. And gaze is exactly where we've had it in all these postures. But you may notice now that the gaze and your body is able to get through the legs a bit more. Breathe in, lift halfway. Exhale, hands on hips. Inhale, come up. Exhale, Samasthiti, hands by the sides, feet are together. Inhale, wide stance out, facing the back of the mat. Grab hold of each of your elbows and come all the way down past Uttanasana. If you feel wobbly, you can just bring the back foot out slightly just to stabilize yourself. And if you'd rather, you can come into Anjali Mudra, prayer position at the back behind you. Drop the head and the neck down. Maybe the nose touches the knee. Doesn't matter if it doesn't. Inhale to come up. Exhale to switch the side. So feet are not as wide as they were in our wide-legged forward fold, but there's still a distance between them. And both of the feet are pointing towards the front of the mat. They're both in the same direction. And again, reaching down, dropping the head and the neck. Maybe the nose and the knee come to touch. Maybe they don't. Breathe in to come up. And exhale, return back to the top of your mat, Samasthiti. Stay where you are. I'm just going to turn to the front of the mat just to demo this. Utthita Hasta Palangushtasana. Knee into chest. Grab hold of the big toe with the first two fingers and that thumb. Straighten that leg that's extending as much as you can. Take a little bend in the opposite standing leg if you want to. Activate Uddiyana Bandha and Mula Bandha, so you're squeezing your locks. Lift and stay open with the chest. For B, we bring the leg out to the side, and maybe the opposite arm comes out to the side as well as a counterbalance. And as a challenge, you can gaze in the opposite direction of where your foot is, always trying to get that leg as straight as possible. Inhale, come back to center. For C, we bring our nose and our knee to touch. Don't worry if you wobble. And then exhale. For D, we release the grip, but we keep the leg up. Keep the foot flexed. Lift the leg up. Your thighs might be burning. Really feel this in the muscles. Breathe in. And then exhale, let it go. Other side. Utthita Hasta Palangushtasana. Knee in towards the chest. Grab hold of the big toe. Extend that leg in front of you. Bending the elbows so that we're not locking. We're not creating any tension there. Other hand is on the hip. Embrace any wobbles, any shakes. This is a challenging balancing posture. Arm out to the side. For B, we bring the leg out to the side. Maybe gazing in the opposite direction. Otherwise, you can gaze straight ahead of you. Uddiyana Bandha is engaged. Keep the navel lock rooted. So navel is squeezing in. Root lock is squeezing in. And then bring it back to center. For C, nose and knee come to touch. For Utthita Palangushtasana. D, we release the foot. We keep the hands on the hips. If your foot lowers like mine is here, it's okay. Just doing your best, the best that you can to keep it lifted, and then exhale to drop it back down. Adha Baddha Padmottanasana, our half bound pose. We bring one foot up. Maybe you can reach the other hand round and grab hold of the toe. Steady yourself, take your time, extend the opposite arm up, and then slowly lower yourself down. So don't worry if there's wobbles. I've purposefully left these wobbles in so you can see that it's very normal to wobble around in this posture. Now this is a little bit of a tricky one, especially if you have tight hips. So don't worry. Make your way slowly to come up to standing. If you are struggling to come down, you can just stay with that foot up and get used to it. Let's try the other side. Breathe in. Knee in towards the chest first, and then we open it out. So it's kind of like coming into your lotus pose, right? It's your Adha Baddha is your half bound. Padmottanasana is your lotus pose. And if you can't bring that arm round, it's okay. You can just leave the hand either side. You can maybe place it on the ground for extra support. When you come down into this posture, relax your head and your neck as well. So really drop it down. And then inhale to come halfway up. Slowly lift the rest of yourself up to standing. Release the knee, release down, Samasthiti. Notice how you feel. Breathing deeply. That Uddiyana Bandha is still engaged, that Mula Bandha is still engaged. Stay exactly where you are. When you're ready, sweep arms up. Exhale, drop it down. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, step back to plank. Flow through Chaturanga to upward facing dog, back to Ardha Mukha Svanasana, downward facing dog. Come to the tips of the toes, step, hop or jump to the front, and we come straight up into our Utkatasana chair pose, staying here for some deep breaths. Deep bend in both the knees, squeezing the navel up and in, gazing to where your palms, your thumbs meet. And then exhale, drop it down, Uttanasana, forward fold, flow through, step back to plank, Chaturanga, inhale up dog, exhale downward facing dog. Big step forward with that right foot, warrior one, hips point towards the front of the mat, back foot at a 45-degree angle, deep bend in that front leg, arms up. Keep breathing here, doing so well. Exhale, we come to the other side, facing the back of the mat. Exactly the same. Make sure those hips are really driving towards the front in the same direction as that knee. Exhale to open out into Virabhadrasana 2, warrior 2. So slight difference here is that the hips are not pointing towards the front of the mat, they're slightly open. Arms are open out to the side, nice strong arms active through the fingertips. Gazing to the third middle finger. And then exhale, switch the side, facing towards the front of your mat. Virabhadrasana 2, warrior 2, deep bend in the front leg. Gazing towards the middle finger of that front hand. Breathing deeply. Nice strong legs. And exhale, drop the hands down, step back to plank. Flow through if you'd like to Chaturanga. Inhale, up dog. Exhale, Ardha Mukha Svanasana, downward facing dog. And then slowly make your way down onto your knees. Shuffle yourself forward onto the mat. You've got enough space to make your way all the way down to set up for your Shavasana, final posture of the practice. Take your time here. Your heart rate will be elevated. Your breath will have risen. And it's so important that we don't skip a posture like corpse pose at the end of the practice to allow everything to settle. So allow yourself to soften. Let everything slow down. This was the standing sequence of the Ashtanga primary series, where we've created heat in the body, we've built strength, we've gained flexibility, we've gained more of an awareness of the present moment. And now is your time to just absorb all of that practice and allow yourself to be still. Nothing to do but just to focus on getting everything back to base, slowing everything down. So I'll leave you here for a little bit of time to just soak this up. Okay, start to deepen the breath. Bring some wriggles into your toes. And then slowly knees can come in towards the chest. You can give yourself a big hug, squeeze yourself in, and make your way onto the right side of the mat. Take your time, there's no rush. And when you're ready, you can make your way to a cross-legged position. Place the hands in prayer. Notice how you feel. And join in with me if you'd like. Swasti prajabhya paripalayantam Nyayena margena mahi mahisha Go brahmanembhya shubhamastu nityam Loka samasta sukhino bhavandhu Loka samasta sukhino bhavandhu Loka samasta sukhino bhavandhu Om Shanti Shanti Shanti